And hello there folks, welcome back to RJB TV for what will be the second game between Brain and 458 with me, your host, RJB. Welcome back. Game number 1 was a hot banger. It was cooking exactly how you would want something to cook. And as game number 2, between these two, should be even better than the first one. This time around, this game is going to be a long one. At least that's what the video length implies, but who knows, maybe we're gonna have 2 games in this video, maybe even 3. Bottom line, long video up ahead between 1v1 Chogosu. Here, Brain on the green Terran, middle spawn on the left of the map. Top right of the map, Brain here on the yellow Protoss, yet again on the Protoss. He is the Protoss Gosu, the master of Protoss, the master of fastest map 1v1 that everyone wants to play against because it just makes very good content for their YouTube channels and their live streams. Like when you have 1 versus 1 against 458 in your live stream title, more people will show up to watch because everyone loves the guy. Even Flash himself, the god of StarCraft, the best StarCraft player in history, even he has videos against 458 on his channel, and they are pretty damn good, pretty entertaining, pretty hilarious at times as well, because Flash found out that this 458 guy is really good, and if I play against him and lose, well, people are gonna love that because I can turn it into a nice little bit of content for my YouTube channel. That's what he thought, that's what he did, and it worked like a charm. Some of those videos with 458 have almost 500,000 views, or almost 800,000 views. Like, so many people have watched it. Everyone in Korea who plays StarCraft knows about 458. It's just great content, and I agree. Watching 458 play against Brain, the #1 StarCraft fastest map player of all time, is always going to be a banger. And that long-winded introduction of almost 2 minutes already behind us. Let's focus on the game itself, because that is more important than my kind of aimless jibber-jabbering that I'm doing to fill up time over the first 2 minutes. We have Gateway Nexus here from 458. Zealot out on the map, rope scouting as well. Brain went for barracks on 8 supply, then a supply depot on 9, another barracks there on 10. It's the 8 barracks build order, gives you exactly this thing that he's got going on right here, and that is Marines on the middle of the map really early into the game, to maybe try and break a choke being built by the Protoss if the Protoss went for Forge before the Gateway, or Nexus before the Gateway. But because 458 got rushed exactly by that a couple of times, he started doing a Gateway Nexus Forge choke build order that prevents specifically the Marine rush that Brain was looking for. It prevents it, it counters it, it's a safety measure, it does slow down the economy a little bit of the Protoss, because the probes start coming out a little bit later than if you go for a Nexus first, but surviving the early game is many times more important than getting a couple more probes onto the minerals and then dying. So 458 has got it all figured out just perfectly fine. Cybercore on the way on double gas. Brain is going for command center, not going for 2, going for 1, and he's picking up Marine production yet again. He's got an academy there on the way on the top, and a factory already coming in really early on into the match. And yeah, now we're at the part in the game where not much is happening yet again for the next 2-3 minutes, because we are waiting for both players to grow to the point where 458 can do his reverse shuttle strategies, and Brain can try to counter it with his own defenses or maybe his interceptive moves. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to kind of wait and watch, although that is a very fast third refinery. That's a very fast third refinery. And I think he's going to lift up those barracks and go for starport defense or something like that. I just don't see a reason why you would go for triple refinery this early into the game unless you're going for the starport Wraith defense, and there's double starport there coming out for Brain. He's not going to make any more Marines. Well, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 6, a couple more, but not too many. He's going to rely on the Wraith defense to keep himself out of harm's way. Marine range is on the way, though. He's getting Marine range. So is he going to get more Marines? Yes, he is. Machine shop on the way now as well. He built the machine shop after the 2 start boards, after the range upgrade, after the scan. So that's a very late siege mode, very late siege tank, but it should all be on time to defend against a double Reaver frontal attack here from 458. He's still building the shuttle. He's adding on cannons to protect his probes against a tank drop because he is expecting tank drops at some point into the game, at least at some point. So scan comes out there from Brain. What did he see in 458's base? Saw the double robo, saw the 4 cannons, saw the shuttle and the zealots, but he didn't see the Reavers yet, but the Reavers are of course a given. They're going to be coming out very soon. Pushes the probe away to prevent cannons on the middle, and now splitting up his Marines to get vision all over the map, and maybe even get a chance at sniping that shuttle out of the air once it starts moving towards Brain's base. So support right there in the back, getting shuttle speed, no level 1 attack there yet, getting his Citadel of Doom, getting more cannons to protect against tank drops. He went for all those cannons really early into the game. Now all the cannons does mean that he has less minerals to spend on Zealots, so his attack won't be as strong as it could be. He also delayed his Citadel of Doom for the exact same reason. So we have a dropship on the way and a Wraith. So control tower for 1 starboard. Wraith dropship, gonna go for a tank drop, and if the tank drop can't work, he might put tanks on the high ground here, or tanks on the high ground in his own choke. Gonna pick up both those tanks. 458 actually finds a nice little hole to walk through. Very unexpected development that I wasn't expecting, and now Wraiths taking on the shuttle, Reaver's crawling forward, and there's not much here in the base to defend because he really lowballed his defense really hard. Reavers, though, they lost all their scarabs just a little bit too soon, and they get taken out by the Wraiths and the Marines. Zealots hitting the SCVs, tanked up there in the air, going for a tank drop. There's so many cannons on this top corner, this is not going to work. Unloads, sieges up, can't shoot, 5 cannons shooting to protect, not going to work. 458 does the smiley face with his eyes raised. Another drop there coming in over the top side, but the Wraiths intercepted. Reaver on the ground, going to get taken down very slowly. He's running to safety, running for his life, begging for mercy, but Wraiths don't give a damn. He's too slow. Should have been a little bit faster. Kills a Marine there, though, so at least he gets some revenge for his own life being taken without mercy. So now we have armories coming up there for Brain. He has a couple of tanks in the front, so he's 3, there's some Marines in the bunker. He really plays this with the least possible amount of units imaginable while trying to boost up the progression in his technology, his upgrades, and everything else. Getting bunkers around his command center as well because he needs to protect those Marines against storms and Reavers. So putting them into the bunkers is going to make defending a lot easier. Wraiths there still flying back and forth. Find the Zealot there. Shuttles? No, Dragoons. Dragoons are going to clear out the skies against those Wraiths. Do the Wraiths have Cloak? I didn't see the Cloak upgrade yet, so they cannot really keep going towards those sides. That's why we now have those Dragoons preparing to clear out the sides and protect the skies against Wraiths and open up paths for shuttles to fly in. We have Reaver 4 Zealots there on the bottom side. The Wraiths are flying back and forth. They're keeping a somewhat central position in their base. So he's going to try to take care of... he knows something is coming from the bottom side because the Dragoon showed itself on the bottom side. He's kind of dancing back and forth to the top, to the bottom. Drop comes in at the exact same time. Reaver might unload on the scene. Reaver unloads. Reaver is going to shoot on those SCVs. SCVs get hit, gets 12. Maybe he killed even more than 12, but he at least got 12. That was a drop he wanted to hit. That's a good one. Brain playing his defense with the least possible amount of units, kind of backfiring a little bit. Getting more factories, lifted up all of his barracks into the air, engineering base as well for extended vision. Seeing up onto the high ground, very important. We've got just a lot more reaction time against shuttle drops with vision beyond those high grounds. a lot more vision. Like right here you can see, you cannot see onto the high ground. So you need something in the air or on the high ground itself to get more vision of the map. So 458 now on 86 probes. He went for triple nexus. He's overshooting the mark, but he's progressing at lightning speed. His macro is on point. Getting all of the upgrades for gateway units. Didn't get any stargates yet there though. No stargates on the map yet. No fleet beacon either, so he's gonna lock himself into at least gateway attacks for a little while longer before maybe switching to carriers later on in the game. But he's kind of lowballing it on the drops. He's done like 4 drops so far. Well, actually only 2 drops so far. This is number 4. Comes in, Templars too far away to storm those SCVs, storming on the raids. Hitting the raids really hard. Raids taking lots of damage. They are kind of weak. Not a lot of HP. And they don't have armor, so they die pretty quick, but they all survive the storm. Now going for target fires on those turrets to open up a little bit of that side bottom defense there. And he's not really killing a lot of stuff, but he's being annoying and he's hurting Brain tiny little bits after he did a big punch in his face hitting those SCVs earlier with the Reaver. Topside drop, Goliaths in between, sniping those shuttles, along the shuttles, Templars there honestly on the top side, no Templars there on the bottom side, so he's just gonna kill this. Just gonna try to kill those Goliaths, and they get surrounded, kills the High Templar, trying to split them up, one more High Templar unloads, but gets sniped immediately. And the drop does go down eventually. Now the Stargates are coming onto the map there for 458. A couple more cannons there on the top to protect this pathway into the main. Getting air armor now. Does he have any upgrades finished already? He's 1 shield. I seriously still do not understand why he goes for the shield first instead of the armor or attack upgrades. Other than that shields give 1 protection for both High Templars and shuttles. But not really benefiting too much from that. Apparently tries to storm the raids yet again. Shuttle get taken down. He killed some raids actually. He had 12 of them, now it's only 6 of them. The rest almost died. 96 probes are on the minerals. He's pretty rich. Pretty rich. Level 1 attack and armor both finished up. A lot of dropper on the bottom side. Vision there is helping him out a lot. Settle still there running back and forth. Raids hunting now the Dragoon on the top to take away some vision from 458. Drop comes in there though. Very bad timing for those raids to be away from home. Flies in all the way, unloading on the scene. Templars in between. Templars ready to storm all those SCVs. Hits a pretty good storm. Hits really good storms. That's one's got 12. That one has 14 SCV kills in total. And Zealots killing bunkers and Marines. So 14 kills, that's a good one. It's not a big one, but it's big enough for the drop to have been successful. And that now opens up the opportunity for 458 to go for some simple frontal gateway attacks on those depots and the bunkers and tanks to make Brain spend money on rebuilding units instead of building units in addition to the ones he already has. Is make him spend money, make him not comfortable with rebuilding and recovering from those storm drops. Drop there on the bottom. It's Corsairs. It's not a drop, it's just Corsairs. Pushing those engineering bays away from the hills. Raids are coming in to save the day. No observers to detect those raids there though. Drop. This is a drop. This is a drop there on the right side of the map. It's 4 High Templars, 4 Zealots. There's scans coming out all over the place looking for shuttles, but can't find any shuttles anywhere on the map because they were too far away from the spots he scanned. But scanning those locations where drops usually come in from is a pretty smart thing to do. There's going to be a double drop. Raids there still flying back and forth very aggressively. Once again, bottom side drop comes in. Corsair, 2 shuttles. Raids hitting the shuttles. Templars unloading too far away. That one's close. That one's within range, but that one can't storm. It gets sniped. And the SVs do make it to safety. But another drop on the top side, ready to go in. There's 2 turrets in between. One of the shuttles might go down. Goliath's redirecting, trying to snipe those. Oh, High Templar on the scene. Going to try to storm, but hits the bunker. Anything goes, as long as you hit something. As long as you hit something. Double turret on the top, didn't get taken down. Probes being thrown away because 458 realized he's got a couple too many probes as his minerals just went sky high. Very high. So now panels on the middle for cannons. So far, Brain has done a great defense. Lost about 30 probes and SCVs in total so far. So not the cleanest defense, but he's making it work. And as long as it works, that's all that matters. So Zealot here on top of the tanks. The front has been taken down, but there's still something alive here as the Raids do come in to save the day and keep the one single tank alive. Got 7 factories, 3 starports, getting more supply depots on the bottom side to open up supply space because he just lost a lot of supply depots in the front. There's another starport. There's no new factories coming in. I think 4 Fate has a real good shot at doing some real damage of just sending in gateway attacks non-stop through the front door from this point onwards, because Brain does not have a lot of factories. He's relying on the race to somewhat protect him from these gateway attacks. He's relying on the Wraith. It's a pure Wraith defense. This game so far has been a great example of a Wraith defense against shuttles and even zealots as Dragoons. Kills the probe in the middle again. Then a couple more starports. Does he have a fleet beacon? It's right there on the top, getting carrier capacity upgrade. Double cyber core. Level 221, they're all the gateway units. Raw shuttles in the top side, they're getting sniped by the Raids. Course is fighting back though. Raids are on low HP. The Courses will do some real damage, storming on those Raids as well. He's danced back and forth. Still lost most of them. Now frontal attack coming in, but he's got more tanks this time around to protect himself from any real harm. Although the Zealots are getting pretty deep in there. And I'm gonna kill this batch on the top side there for sure. One of them might survive this one. Well, to drop on the bottom side. This is just non-stop 4-5-8 attacks. This is just the trademark. This is what 4-5-8 is all about. He doesn't go for very big, massive attacks. He does small attacks all over the place, all the time. And you as a Terran have to keep up with the speed of the 4-5-8. He's light speed. Did you know 4-5-8 is actually the last 3 numbers of light speed? Comes in over the bottom side, Raids sniping the shuttle. Shuttle stays alive. What's inside? High Templar? No, not the High Templar. I think I saw the High Templar unload, but it unloaded as the shuttle died. And sometimes when a Templar unloads as the shuttle dies, the Templar dies as well. On the scene there, though, oh, he gets a Great Storm. Great Storm, down from 80 to 31. Brain is not having an easy time. The constant attacks from all directions, the front, the top, the bottom, it's just pushing Brain to a point where he cannot keep up with all of the attacks that he's being attacked with. That sounds very weird to say. But yeah, he's just having a tough time continuously losing SCVs and getting slowed down, preventing him from going for the push into the middle. Because he simply does not have enough workers at any point. Oh, another drop already comes in. So many drops happening at the same time. Even I am missing them. It's not just Brain. Well, Brain actually responded to the drop just in time. But it just goes to show how much is happening. He's producing non-stop, preparing for a carrier switch. He's got 232 on his ground gateway units. Tanks hitching up in the front very aggressively, moving forward while only having 9 factories and 4 machine shops. 6 Wraith, 6 Stargates for Raids. Drop from the top side. Goliaths try to snipe. Raids coming in to save the day, but nope, not gonna work. Running away to safety yet again, but loses another 6 SCVs. Yet again, High Templars having great success. Like, Brain didn't lose a lot of SCVs that time, but losing anything at this point is great for 4-5-8. Just doing any form of damage, no matter how small, it all is in the advantage of 4-5-8. It's all in the advantage of 4-5-8. Now, Brain does have a huge army. Drop comes in yet again, storming on the Raids, storming on the tanks and Vultures. Great unload on the front. He's gonna run right through. Vultures are intercepting. High Templars getting stormed. Zealot's running into the base. This looks very dangerous for Brain. He's got a lot of supply, 150, despite having a very low worker count. So his army is actually pretty big. It's just all over the place. It's not really in the front. Vultures spawning because they're cheap. Brain knows what to do. He cannot afford to spend any gas because he doesn't have any gas income. All of his SCVs are on the minerals. Now he's putting some back on the gas. Another drop there comes in yet again. It's non-stop. It's non-stop. It's just, I am not allowed to just relax for a little minute. Like, 4 of 8 is making it hard for me as a commentator to just stop talking. I want to stop talking. He's not allowing me to. Just look at this. Another group of Corsairs moving out to kill structures in the air and to kill raids. There's an observer there on the scene. He has to fly towards the observer, and now the observer enters the battle. Raids are in danger. Sniping the observer there, though. Raids stay alive. Great quick response from Brain. Mines on the middle are intercepting those Zealot armies that are just marching right on through. He's gonna need... Oh, drop comes in. Drop. Oh, he gets... He snipes it. Snipes it. He snipes it very quickly. 63 SCVs, still on 9 armories, and 6 starports. Hasn't really grown too much, but he does have upgrades. 2-2 on those tanks, and the rates, where did they go? It is hard to find it. There they are. Maxed out rate upgrades, despite losing so many SCVs already this game. Drop on the bottom side. Zealots just sacrificing themselves into the mines. This observer on the middle there, though, so you can see some of the mines. Horses on the top side, they're fighting against the raids. A couple of those raids do go, most of the raids do go down. Oh wait, actually, they're right here. Found the shuttles with the mines placed on the map. Oh, well, it's Marines, actually. It's Marines on the map that are giving him vision. He's so much vision on the map. And 4 of 8 keeps trying to build on the middle with ropes, trying to get cannons for control. But the mines are giving it away, which means the vultures can start killing all those units that are spread across the map from 458 that are trying to get some additional control. This one's going to trigger a lot of mines, runs right in there. So he's building carriers now. He is not satisfied about the progress he's made with those gateway frontal attacks, so he's switching over into carriers that he's been preparing for a little while now. So cannons are on the middle. Brain goes for the attack before the cannons finish up. He's making one more factory. Actually, that's not a factory. It's an engineering bay. It's a factory, actually. So, pushing into the middle, gonna stop those cannons from finishing up, gonna take over the middle of the map. Brain has survived for long enough, he's got 70 SCVs, got a little bit of factory production going as well. Strong army, fully maxed out with upgrades. Soon, he's still in 2-2. Soon 3-3. 4 of 8 has air upgrades of 2-3-1. He's lagging behind with the attack upgrades, but it should soon, very soon, finish up. The ground is on 2-3-2. Observers in the mix there. Corsairs to protect against the raids. And I think Brain is going to phase out away from the raids and more into the Goliaths. Great EMP. Great EMP. EMP is pretty strong. It just... Raids coming in. Going to take down those observers. No observers on the scene. Going to be difficult for 4 of 8. He's going to lose his carriers just like that. Just like that. Not enough of those observers. Just flew right in there, took them down. He's breaking down the front door. 458 is in trouble, although there's a big, fat drop flying over the top side of the map, and the raids are away from home. They're all dying while they're killing all the shuttles, all the observers, and this might actually give Brain a false sense of security, because he thinks he just took down a drop, but the drop is right here on the top side, coming in hot, flying in, without anything to stop it. There's a couple of bunkers on the scene, SCVs running to safety, storming on the remaining SCVs, and 1 or 2 of them do go down, but the remaining ones have all fled to safety, away from home. But now the Zealots are killing the bunkers. Bunkers are dead and gone. Do we still have a storm in those? Yes, he's got just another storm. And Brain is returning back to the minerals, and that might mean that a storm is going to come down and kill them, gets 11. Tries to unload units there on top of those tanks to take them down, not quite working out. He has one more storm in there, waiting for his SCVs to return, and they do return yet again. Is he gonna... No, he doesn't get another storm, so 57 SCVs do stay alive for Brain, while he's killing 4 of 8's front door. new carriers are being built, and he needs another robotics because he needs more observers against those raids. Although, are there still any raids alive in this game? Yes, because he's building new ones. Structures flying all over the place. So much vision control. So much vision control. So he's rolling into that front door. Level 3 attack will finish in 1 second. And there it is. 3 armor, 3 attack. Dark Templar clearing out those hillside tanks that are hiding beyond the hills. Pushing into the base. Carriers are finished up. Another EMP comes down. He needs shield batteries and needs them fast because he needs those shields to be fully alive and operational. He comes in with the raids yet again. Raids flying into Corsairs and cannons though, so they don't actually do anything at all. Except, of course, hurt this one carrier, but is still alive. Of course, is on the scene. Does he have Disruption Web? I don't know. Level 3 attack is there on the way. He's 1 upgrade behind, but the carriers are pretty strong. More carriers are on the way. He's got a total of 8 of them on the scene. He's going to go for 11 in total after those other 3 finish up. Corsairs coming in as well. Making some Zealots, making some Dark Templars. He's going to push his attack back, because there's not enough anti-air for Brain to really sustain this push, as he doesn't have enough gas here back at home. Look, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he's lost a couple of SCVs that are mining gas, so his gas income is just really, really low. He cannot max out. He cannot keep up with 458's production, who has, that's a total of 14, 17, so robotics. So 17 gateways and 10 stargates. It's a little bit more production than Brain has at the moment. This is 10 factories, 8 starports, 8 starports. Oh, takes down the Fessel with some Corsair Micro. Don't often see the Micro for Corsairs on the fastest map. It's more common on the normal maps in pro games. On fastest map, you don't see it that much. But 458 wanted to show off his cute, adorable carrier, Corsair Micro, and it looked pretty fancy. It's pretty fancy. It's not easy to do, but once you've practiced it a little bit for like a couple of days, you should be able to do it yourself as well. Another fumble attack happening, but that's too many Goliaths and a lot of Zealots that don't give a damn about Goliaths here in the front. Carriers retreating there though. Corsairs got taken down, but the carriers do stay alive. There's 2 observers on the scene as well, so the raids can't exactly cloak up. Please get some shield batteries, just a couple of them, like make a couple of them right here, and you will have those carriers healthy again in no time. So the Zealots being annoying, mine gonna explode, kills the Goliath, not the Zealots themselves. These are clearing out the vision by just running into the mines. That's all planned. He planned on doing that one. So yeah, both players are now just locked into a macro battle with some micro mixed in, but there's no more building, although he's warping in quite some stuff, but they're just focused on macro. They're just focused on producing and fighting and have the best player of the 2 come out on top. Oh, taking down those vessels, taking down the Goliaths with the carrier Micro. Corsairs in the air, no longer doing too much because the raids are pretty much all dead and gone, and he's no longer producing new raids. He's switching over into what I assume is going to be just purely Goliaths. Purely Goliaths. He's also getting more factories. Like, he's just filling up every single little bit of remaining space in his base with more factories for more Goliaths. The raids are no longer working. Corsairs with observers, they just absolutely destroy raids. Raids, they have great damage. They're mobile, they can turn invisible, but they are pretty weak when they get attacked. Because they get detected, they just die really quick when you can see them. They just die really quick. So still no shield batteries to heal the carriers. The carriers are in a locked Mortal Kombat fight. Drop comes in over the top side. SCV's running away, Templar's on the scene, Templar's storming, Templar's hitting pretty hard. I can't see, but he lost about, I'd say, 18 SCVs, so that's a pretty good storm drop there. Brain is low on gas, low on supply as well. He cannot keep up the production of this push here into 458's base. So he might turn around and run away. Yes, he does. Brain is one of the few players to just run away and retreat. No point in keeping those tanks there just to die, when you can pull them back home and have them regroup with more units that you just built. He's back to the Wraith production. Needs a little bit more gas into the bank. He's mining from 9, although these are not all filled out, because SCVs do keep dying as time goes on. Wraiths intercept the Corsairs. Corsairs running to safety to the observers. Big fight happening there in the choke point. Dark Templars, of course, mixed into the composition. Wraiths there in the back, attacking the carriers. One carrier might go down. No, they all do stay alive because the Corsairs just destroy those Wraiths. Actually, I think one of them died. One carrier died. I think I heard the sound. Didn't see it, but I heard the sound. Scans there for Dark Templars. I saw a lot of Goliaths in an arc around disruption webs coming down. Well, one disruption web coming down. Dark Templar still alive in the mix, dropped on the top side. Wraiths are hunting for that drop, but can't find it. There's an observer there on the scene so we can see it. He's gonna fly right through. He's gonna fly right through and get attacked by the Wraiths. Not sure what that was about. Returning back home there were the carriers to group up. Still no shield batteries, but the carriers are largely still alive. Their economies are about the same, except the gas. That's the big differentiator. Brain is just spending a lot of gas. His entire composition is all made up of gas units. One thing about Terran, you eat gas so quick, so much. You spend it like you just spend all of it. I couldn't find a word. I wanted to say something funky. You just spend a lot of money on gas. It's just all gas. Once again, there comes in, sitting on that hillside, trying to take down EMP there on the carriers, trying to take down the vessels before the EMP even more. Drop on the bottom side. It gets spotted out by everything on the map. You cannot fly through and not get spotted out. The pace of this game is just too high. Wraiths intercepting, shuttles unloading, Templars storming, Templars missing their storms. Goliaths are successfully pushing back those carriers, or at least keeping them occupied right here in this choke pathway. And they have been doing that for, I think, at least the last 10 minutes. It's just been a fight over this section of the map right here up until the buy on the mill. That's a buy, by the way. That says buy from Buy Clan. It's a Buy Clan map. And Brain is in the clan buy. Okay, so big fight happening on the middle. Spreading out his Goliaths very well. Sieging up his tanks. They didn't have to be sieged up. He ends up actually just killing most of his own tanks with the tank shots. But the Zealots do go down. The carriers in the air don't have a lot of opposition, as there's some Goliaths in the mix that don't really do too much because there's too few of them. And Brain retreats back into his own choke point yet again to regroup with more Goliaths. He's just gonna ball up for now. He's gonna ball up, get a bigger ball of units before moving into this choke point yet again. Another drop leaves. Flies over mines, flies over barracks, and there are some raids ready to intercept. 9 of them in total coming in to snipe those shuttles yet again. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. And they do go down. Who's checking the map? And he's gonna go in. Corsairs flying out. They're gonna try to kill the barracks there because they do keep finding those shuttle drops, which then allows for the raids to kill them and take them down. The raids have Cloak. There's no detection for the Corsairs. And yeah, there they go. They're gonna die again. He's scanned just to be sure. Fight on the middle happening. Shuttle flies through. Gets sniped in the... 4 of 8 is getting sloppy. He's losing concentration, but Brain is staying on top of his game. 4 of 8 is just having so much trouble getting those drops across the map. With all that vision from the mines, the barracks is flying, the engineering base flying, the scans happening, the raids flying back and forth for recon and information. One carrier goes down. Goliaths in the front there though, but not enough Goliaths as has been the case for a while now. It's just so difficult to keep up with this production when your gas is just continuously quite low. Carriers comfortably sitting on the high ground, more Goliaths coming from across the map, Zealots are on the ground. Zealots are a good option against Goliaths that are fighting against carriers, but because the carriers kind of, well, actually I'm not too sure. Do the Goliaths attack the interceptors or the Zealots? Oh, another Wraith attacker coming in. Takes down 2, 3 carriers. Might even get number 4. Observers are there, but he's deciding not to fight back. Zealots are going for the attack on the Goliaths. More carriers are being queued up. Drop comes in. Wraiths are away from home. Goliaths are trying to intercept those shuttles. One goes down. They all stay. Oh, 2 shuttles stay alive. Templars on the scene. Templars storming, hitting a lot of SCVs. But the SCVs splitting up in 2 directions managed to prevent the worst from happening. So now Brain is back in his main base. Supply about 160, waiting for another round of production to finish up. We have courses on the top side taking out all that vision that's been a thorn in 458's side. There's still a mine, still 2 barracks, but most of the vision on this pathway here has been cleared out. 458 finally has an open path to fly over, although the shuttles once again do get spotted out by Goliaths. They do make their way through though, but the Wraiths, well, Brain saw them, so the Wraiths come in to finish off the shuttles. Shuttles once again cannot connect with the minerals. Now he is waiting for more carriers to finish, so this is actually a perfect moment for Brain to push forward into 458's base. There's some tanks beyond the high ground, there's some tanks in the choke pathway, protected by Goliaths with the carriers. Carriers are rebuilding their interceptors. 1 carrier goes down by some great target firing. But 5 carriers, 4 more in production, making Dark Templars, making Zealots, making Corsairs for the Wraiths. The Wraiths are back at home here though. Actually, the Wraiths are nowhere to be seen. He's building new ones, he just lost all of them. So Brain now stepping forward into 458's base. Target firing on the carriers. Carriers just not having a great time. This is the point where I would start to become a little bit scared as 458, because that is a strong tank army. You just lost all your carriers, you're waiting for more of them. There's some Dark Templars, but scans come down, they do disrupt and detect the Dark Templar protection plan that he had in mind. Yeah, 458 is getting cooked. He's getting cooked to a crisp. The siege tank in his base, Goliath in his base. It took a long time, about 17 minutes of back and forth from the middle for Brain to reach this point. At some points it felt like 458 was going to tip the scales in his favor, but Brain has managed to seize control into his own hands. Rays are coming across, more Goliaths just keep streaming and streaming and streaming. The carriers are so small in number, they're just not going to do much. And for the first time this game, we have a supply lead for Brain, as 458 is losing units instantly as soon as they spawn. You just cannot build a big army anymore. You got a lot of supply stuck in gateways. Zealots spawning, running into the tank line, and they might take down one of them, actually none of them. Carriers on the side trying to do their job as well, trying to contribute. Pylons for 458 going down, only 170 supply maximum allowed for 458. Probes being thrown away, opening up some supply space. Templars waiting for energy. Carriers waiting for interceptors. A lot of waiting for 458. He cannot fight back. He cannot protect himself at this stage in the game, which is never allowed to get a carrier base, a proxy base I mean, never allowed to get a lot of cannons, never built the shield batteries that he really did need. He really did need shield batteries. Now Brain here, taking down the Stargates. Carriers doing their best to stay alive, they're on the side, but it's just not looking that hopeful. Just not looking hopeful. Maxed out supply for Brain, 81 SCVs, money coming into the bank, gas coming into the tank. And they're getting closer to the probes. have to kill a couple of those cannons and then shoot the probes to Kingdom Come. Carriers are hiding, asking for a rematch, according to safety. And we're gonna go to game number 3 in the next video as Brain claims victory as 458 dies right here on the spot. Gets taken down, could not survive the pressure that was being put on him. Which means this video is now ending. Hope to see you return next time around when we are going into game number 3. This is going to be a long best of set from the looks of it. The first game was long, game number 2 was long. Is game number 3, 4, and 5, or 6, 7, 8? I don't know. Are they going to be long as well? Find out in the next episode of RJB TV here on RJB TV with your host RJB from RJB TV. That's me, RJB. See you next time. Have a great time. Have a great weekend. Hope you have all that sentence made no sense. Anyway, goodbye. See you soon.